The fat HOA Karen screamed to silence my life-saving tornado siren right as a real twister barreled toward our homes. I stood there stunned in my Oklahoma driveway. My name is Marcus Blackwood. I am a retired meteorologist who just survived hell with my wife's cancer. We moved to Willowbrook Estates for peace. Instead, we found a mini-dictator in heels. 3 months earlier, I installed a certified siren system. Cost 12 grand, but it could save lives. The tower rose 40 feet like a steel guardian angel. Sarah squeezed my hand as the first test blast echoed. Neighbors waved thanks except for one house. Karen's white Escalade sat gleaming like a throne on wheels. She ruled the HOA like her personal cash cow. Her husband Brad ran the biggest storm damage company around. Fewer warnings meant bigger destruction and fatter profits. That was her dirty little secret. The violation notice showed up 3 days later. It demanded I tear down my eyesore immediately. I laughed out loud at the cream cardstock. State law protected emergency equipment. Karen did not care about laws. She cared about property values and kickbacks. Her voice on the phone dripped fake concern. This monstrosity is scaring buyers away. I reminded her of the permits. She hung up like a queen dismissing a peasant. Then the fines started rolling in. $500 a month for resident anxiety. The irony choked me harder than Oklahoma dust. My siren only screamed during real threats. Meanwhile, Brad's crews waited like vultures for flattened roofs. Sarah found me staring at the papers that night. Rain tapped the windows like warning fingers. Karen scheduled the emergency meeting on my wife's chemo day. She wanted me gone so she could ram through her ban. I started documenting every dirty move. Little did I know I was building a federal case. The rigged vote passed 12-3. Her real estate cronies packed the room like hired muscle. Remove it in 48 hours or pay daily. Her plastic smile never cracked. I smiled back knowing state statutes trumped her little kingdom. City code enforcement showed up next. Officer Mike read my exemption papers and paled. He called Karen on speaker right in my driveway. Her rage crackled through the phone like static. She escalated to lawyers and foreclosure threats. I dug deeper and found her unpermitted deck extension. 15 grand of illegal luxury while she policed my safety gear. I saved that card for later like fine wine. Her petition drive failed when real neighbors fought back. Old Pete the vet printed flyers about lives over lawns. Even quiet misses. Not dying. Then the first real storm hit on a Sunday night. My siren screamed and 19 families sheltered safely. Karen's house sat dark because she had fled town. She returned furious and pounding on my door. 2 suited lawyers flanked her like attack dogs. Remove it today or lose your home. I stayed calm and quoted the grandfather clause in her own covenants. Their swagger vanished like cheap cologne in wind. But cornered Karens get dangerous. They cut my power lines at 2 a.m. Professional wire cutters left clean copper snakes in the grass. Sarah found me kneeling beside the sabotage. Rain mixed with my rising fury. Security cameras caught Brad's company truck fleeing. Deputy Walsh called it felony mischief with a side of attempted murder. Karen's next stunt was a fake police report. The deputy reviewed my recordings and nearly laughed. He told her to stop harassing a cancer survivor's husband. Then the anonymous envelope arrived under my door. It spilled internal memos proving their blood money scheme. Brad's company paid HOA presidents to kill warnings. Karen pocketed $127,000. Hundreds of families lost everything so they could profit. I handed everything to the FBI that morning. Special Agent Torres called it a perfect RICO case. They wired me up for the final HOA meeting. Supercells brewed outside like nature's own jury. Thunder rumbled as Karen called the meeting to order. Her power suit glowed under fluorescent lights. Vote now to ban this public nuisance forever. The National Weather Service radio crackled alive. Tornado warning issued for our exact location. My backup siren wailed like an avenging angel. Karen's face turned purple. "Turn that damn thing off right now." She screamed it while debris slammed the windows. Neighbors froze in horror at her words. Pete Martinez stood tall. You're banning safety while a twister is here? Agent Torres flashed her badge in the third row. Handcuffs clicked around Karen's wrists mid-rant. Outside, the funnel cloud carved straight through her street. Her white Escalade spun like a toy and smashed 3 houses down. Brad arrived for cleanup profits and walked into waiting FBI agents. The irony tasted sweeter than Oklahoma sweet tea. 0 families with warnings suffered serious harm. Karen's house looked like a peeled tin can. 6 months later, the neighborhood breathed free. New rules protected every siren statewide thanks to her greed. Property values rose because people finally felt safe. Sarah's cancer stayed gone and she smiled more. I used the whistleblower reward to fund safety scholarships. Kids now learn storm prep instead of fearing petty tyrants. The Henderson twins call my rebuilt tower their guardian voice. Pete trains spotters and misses. Patterson bakes welcome cookies. Power is a drug and small kings always overdose. Karen learned the hard way that Mother Nature does not negotiate. She traded lives for cash and cash lost everything. In the end, the only thing HOA Karens truly fear is consequences. Real ones delivered by storm winds and federal badges. Stay safe out there, folks. And never let a Karen silence your warning. The universe has a funny way of turning the volume back up.